Hey everybody, this is Michelle from Half the National Average, and I'm coming to you with my project, a year-long chasing of dreams, 15 minutes at a time. Hopefully, by the end of this year, I will have achieved half the national average of TV watching, which is 2.22 hours of putting practice toward my dreams. And today's habit hack is number 24, actually. 24. I can't believe that we're already at 24. Those of you who started with me about the same week, you're getting into the month of practice. Actually, I started in October, so I'm a little ahead, so I can give you guys some tips along the way that some pitfalls that I came into when I was trying to create my habits. And about the month is when you're going to have to decide, bring that prefrontal cortex online and ask yourself, the habit that you picked, was it based on social pressures or norms, or was it based on something you really wanted? And in the theme of today's habit hack, number 24, I'm titling it, This is Water. This is Water. This is Water. It comes from, I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it. So it comes from a commencement speech from David Foster Wallace. And I'm an average girl. It's probably my favorite commencement speech of all time. And lo and behold, when I looked up commencement speeches today, because I was like, what would be fun for a suggestion for a habit is somebody could look up a commencement speech every day or look up an inspiring speech every day. And that would be a super cool thing. So I looked it up, and then I was reminded of David Foster Wallace, This is Water commencement speech. And every time, it's that kind of day. Every single time I re-listen to that commencement speech, it always brings me to tears. Like every single time. Now, he had that... I'm not even going to do a take two. This is just what it is. It's been that kind of day all day long, just like everything's gut-wrenching. And this is part of habit hack number 24. About the month's time is when you really need to investigate. And he talks about learning how to think about how to think. And you need to think about what you're picking for your habit. Or it's not a habit yet, probably. It's your total, I said this theme is going to be glucose. So this whole week is going to be about glucose and cognitive ease. Our brains, David Foster Wallace's speech is all about cognitive ease. He's warning people well before, that was 6 years before Kahneman published, he and Amos Tversky's findings around cognitive ease. I mean, there were a lot of professional papers written, but that was 6 years before this commencement speech was 6 years before that Thinking Fast and Slow was written. And when you look at the two, I had listened to his speech a long time ago before I've read Thinking Fast and Slow, and many, many books and writings and papers on that kind of subject and the brain. And it just is so moving that I go to my profile. I put, you can easily watch it. It's 22 minutes. It's worth every minute, in my opinion, which is average and common. But actually, I'm average and common. He's the number one commencement speech still to this day, considered the number one commencement speech. I mean, above Steve Jobs, above some pretty big, heavy hitters. Now, it's unfortunate that he killed himself. And I just think, and I wrote a whole piece today all about that. Like, I wish he was alive so I could still hear about what he thinks about, a lot of things. He was such a beautiful writer. He is, anybody who can use the language he used and still be completely moving is, it's fascinating. So this whole diatribe is all about, I want you to go to my profile, just hit the link in, now only if you're in my Instagram, I'll put it in Facebook too, and watch David Foster Wallace's commencement speech, all about it's all about your system 1 and system 2, the F-150 brain along with the Prius brain. And what he's asking is, take the time to force yourself out of the Prius brain and use the F-150 brain. bring yourself along. Don't let yourself be exposed just all day long to the careless social thoughts and the masses. Make your own opinion, make a better picture, perceive something better. For today's hack, I just want everybody to really think about the things, I went through my list. Think about the things that you picked, and don't be afraid to scrap them. We pick stuff all the time because it sounds good. So if your habit that you wanted to work on for 365 days was to get a body of a model, that's probably not the greatest motivation or goal. If it was to be fit so that you can be happy with your life and so that you can live a long time for your kids or your family, I think that's a worthy goal. So just really, today's habit hack is about introspection, inflection. That's something completely different. Introspection. And it was just kind of one of those days, we all have them. It's super PTSD. This is what it looks like, things affect you all the time. Things come up, most of the time I'm try to be a super happy, funny person, but every once in a while we have to be reminded that it doesn't matter. I got most of my tasks. Calvin Sweeney, I just want to let you know that last week I was 100% everything. Today's Monday. I don't know if I'm going to be 100%, but just like you guys, you don't know if you're going to be 100%. You just keep going, but do yourself a favor. As long as you know you're spending 5 to 15 minutes every single day doing something for yourself, that is huge. It's huge. Anyway, that's the habit hack today. Let me tell you, in line with this habit hack, I'm going to give away. Now, my brother gave this to me. I read it. It's so freaking disturbing and so heart-wrenching and horrible that I don't know. I mean, I'm afraid to put it in a little library. I don't want a little kid to get this book. But, look at I have one of my swizzle stick for a bookmark. But this is about King Leopold's ghost. It is all about the story of the Congo. So let me tell you, I don't even know. If you can handle it, take it. But if you can't handle it, if you can't handle harsh truths, then I might just have to gift it to somebody else. I don't know. It's pretty tough. Anyway, so this is today's. I got to get it out of my house. It's so depressing. Every time I see it, it gets me depressed. So thank you, Jeff, for letting me read it. All about colonial Africa and how they raped and pillaged the people and took all the resources. It's pretty horrible. Anyway, this day, if we don't put an end to it, we're going to, it's going to be bad. So I'm going to stop everything. I'm going to finish my guitar practice, and then I'm going to put a fork in this day. All right. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope I didn't depress you too much. Tomorrow I will be in a better mood. Maybe. I can't predict the future. Bye, you guys.